WIP Afternoon Show with Ike, Spike, and Fritz. Well, maybe not championship. Maybe NL East. Ike, how we feeling?
Well, I'm still seeing red, but it ain't because of the Eagles. It's because of the Fightins. Spike, Jackie Baseball, we did it. Holla at your boy.
Never a doubt. Step one is complete, baby.
You guys were worried the whole time while I was just steady. Here we are.
We did it.
You know, I remember our first shows together were down in spring training, and one of the themes through all of those shows, both from us and from the players, was that obviously the goal is to win a World Series, but the first step in that goal is let's be the best team in the division during the regular season and win the National League East. And here we are, as the Phillies champions of the National League East, get another flag hanging at Citizens Bank Park, and feels pretty good to be NL East champs. Feels pretty good.
Yeah. Lost in those two great runs they had the last 2 years once they got into the postseason. You never really even think about, we didn't even win the division those years they got in. He hadn't won one since 2011.
Had to struggle to make the playoffs even the last couple of years. Yeah.
So it certainly was a good feeling to see them be able to hang that banner. I don't know what they're going to wind up doing with that wild card banner. They really should burn it. But to me, at least you can actually put a real banner up there now.
Yeah.
I mean, they won a division.
Yep.
I guess I was happy for them because it's a goal they set out to do. They didn't run from it. Right? They didn't run from it. They didn't do the whole, we just want to get in, and it doesn't matter how we get in, we'll handle that. No, they set this as a goal along with other things, which winning the World Series, and they didn't shy away from it. And so they went out and attacked it. That got them off to the great start to the season because I believe that's what they were focused on and motivated. I honestly believe the injuries and the slow start by the Mets and the injuries to the Braves took a little fire out of the Phillies.
And that's why we got the middle part of the season.
Yeah, I believe they thought they could just cruise to this thing, and they didn't have enough heat on their tails from the opponents in the division. And I think that's why we got a little bit of that lethargic play for a couple of months. But listening to them last night, watching them celebrate, they certainly seem focused and primed for a long playoff run in October, and I'm excited for it. I got to be honest, this is what I've been waiting for. This baseball team the last 2 years has been so much fun to follow with the emotions in October the last 2 years. It makes it hard to be able to enjoy the regular season because this is what I'm looking forward to. And this is what I've been looking forward to is October baseball.
That's what you and Jack kept saying. Just get us to October, us to October. This was my first of this version of the Phillies team, my first opportunity to really go along with them. I experienced it differently than you guys because you guys were here for the last two playoff runs. This was exciting to me because I got to watch a good baseball team. Forget about the division. Right. This was my opportunity to watch a good Phillies team for the first time all the way through, the first time in over a decade. Jack, how are you feeling today?
So I feel good. It's like, but there's such a bigger goal here than winning the division. I appreciated last night. It was meaningful. 13 years. I was in high school the last time I won the division. All that cool stuff. But I've seen them celebrate before. I've seen them.
Not a division.
And that's great.
Your eyes are on the prize.
They have an opportunity here. They are one of the favorites to win the World Series. And last night was great, but that can't be the ending. We're not going to look back on that as some unbelievable accomplishment if they don't get the ultimate prize and the ultimate job done. So I was satisfied because they cemented themselves as not some fluke that just gets in and gets on a run and gets hot, and Citizens Bank Park, amazing. They're one of the best teams in the National League. Now they got to end it.
Yeah.
The opportunity is right there. So thrilled, happy, but ultimately focused on the ultimate prize.
Agree.
Oh, look at you!
Look at that. Odds on the championship or bust.
Don't let me in the ballpark.
Well, that's because he knows that he's going to have to come in here and do the show every day.
Bleep for 3 months they lose. I need it.
Yes. Yeah. So, and we'll come back to that in a second. The only other thing from this season that I wanted to point out, and it is a long season. Excuse me, I'm crying.
Oh, Jesus.
No, it's my throat.
Is it really?
No, it's a long season, as you guys pointed out, but because it's a long season, we had different heroes through the season for stretches. Remember, at the beginning of the year, this was the Ranger Suarez show. The fact that he was, 10-1 with an ERA of 1.5. And then boom, Bohm was part of that beginning part as well. And then there was a period in which Castellanos almost had to carry them. And he was the hottest guy on the team when everybody else was failing. And of course, we had a couple of great moments when it was Schwarber. We had stretches when it was the bullpen taking over. So I thought it was really cool that they had, and the bench guys too. We had, we had Sosa, periods, and Cody Clemens, and all those things. And I thought that was really
Weston
cool.
Wilson, all of them.
Yes.
Yeah, they all contributed.
But one thing.
No.
I sat on this one last night, this morning, pause. So, do I really want to do this? Okay. I want to couch this. I want to give a disclaimer.
Don't couch it.
Well, here's my only disclaimer.
Okay.
I think winning the division is worth celebrating. This is not an old man, don't celebrate till you win the World Series thing. But here's what I thought last night, is that, it popped into my head during the show yesterday. We were doing the show yesterday. We were doing leading off, and you both said, you were both very sure they were going to clinch the division last night. And then you were like, and then tomorrow's going to be a disaster. They're all going to be hungover.
Hungover games.
Blah, 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 blah. So I had that in my brain.
Wait till you see this lineup they put out.
I'm sure. I don't even know who's going to catch. I might have to catch.
Stub, you'll be there.
Yeah.
Smelling like alcohol and everything.
So
seeing two balls.
So, whoa. Big old pause.
You are shut-ass lunatic.
So you guys said that. I didn't think anything of it.
Once again, it's a lot in this open about things that Ike and I have said that you're catching up on.
This is not on you. I heard it, but I just stored it away in the back of my head. And then I'm watching them last night, obviously have just a wonderful time, with their football helmets on and spraying beer on each other and yada, yada, yada.
That's a hell of a celebration.
Yes, a UNLV helmet I saw. Where does that even come from?
That's Stotty, man.
Yeah, so, Stott in his overalls. There's a lot going on. The Armentani brothers, they had their mix last night. And then I saw this morning when I woke up, they took the party over to Xfinity Live.
Kept it going.
Yeah.
Hey, man, the baby's over there.
So here's my problem.
Yes.
Why are we punting games when we do not have the 1 seed locked up? We do not have the 2 seed locked up. And if this goes wrong, if you end up losing a game, they punt this one, and then what if you just lose tomorrow? And then, it's a really, really, really important thing. And lest I believe it's just me that thinks it's important, here's what Bryce Harper said about the bye. Yes.
So you want to get the best record in baseball, so we do have the bye, but we'll see what happens.
Can the bye help you, personally?
I think the bye is going to help a lot of our team. I think a lot of guys are kind of grinding through right now, a lot of stuff. So kind of getting that reset and kind of hitting the pause for a minute. Obviously, we still got to stay in shape and do the things we can.
Okay, so you're telling me you want to have the best record in baseball, that your bodies are all, most of the best players on this team are older than 30 years old. They've all been nursing injuries. Bryce is nursing an injury. JT's nursing an injury. Bohm is nursing an injury. Austin Hayes needs to come back. Most of the team, Ranger had a dead arm. Zach Wheeler went through a thing with an injury. Everybody goes through a thing with an injury. Bryce Harper says it's important that we get the 1 seed, at the very least get the bye so we can, and there's only 5 games left to do this in. So why are we punting a game? Why is it okay? Why aren't they saying to themselves, you know what, we'll celebrate. We have an off day on Thursday. The next series is in D.C., so you don't have to get on a plane right after the game on Wednesday night or anything. They're probably going to take a bus down there, a train, whatever.
Yep.
Why don't you just celebrate on Wednesday night? I'm an adult, right? So when it's my birthday, if my birthday falls on a Tuesday, I don't tell my wife I'm taking the day off so we can celebrate. What do? We say, okay, this weekend we'll do it. And my problem is, why are we giving away a game? Now, baseball's funny. They could end up winning today, but that's not the point. The point is they did that last night with the intention of today is okay if we lose. And it's not okay if you lose today. You need every game you can get. You have the Brewers trying to catch you. You have the Dodgers a game ahead of you. What are we doing? This is, I don't know. I want them to feel happy that they won, but that seemed like a team who prioritized having a good time and drinking over getting a top 2 seed when the best player on the team just told me it was important that you get a bye.
Well, listen, it's a long season, and when they got into the playoffs last week, they didn't really celebrate. They just did a toast.
Oh, no.
Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah, they did a toast.
Oh, geez.
So they didn't celebrate when they got into the playoffs.
Oh, well.
They waited until they clinched the division.
Exactly.
And they did it at home, and that's the way you do it. That's the way you do it. It's a reward for a long season, hard-fought division win. Listen, a lot of pressure.
On Wednesday night.
On Wednesday night, yeah.
You can't push the delay. You can't delay it to Wednesday night.
of
They
course
won the
you
division.
can.
No, you can't. You can't recreate what that
So-
was last
so
night.
Yeah, he's right. You cannot recreate the feeling from that last night to Wednesday. What if they lose Wednesday? Are they going to party?
Yes. Well, I don't know.
They're not going to party if they lose.
Party a different time.
We're here to party and win championships.
Party on Sunday night when you get the bye. You have a week off. I think it just you know
It has to happen the night that you do it, though.
Is it more important to have videos on social media of you looking cool with your shirt off, spraying champagne on each other, or
Good-looking crew, too, man.
I know,
gotta
I'm
admit,
jealous.
I didn't see a lot of dad bods in there.
I'm jealous, and they're waxing their
Notice
chest.
most of the pitchers kept their shirts on.
Well, that's how we do.
I don't know. I don't think this is the time that you are. I swear it's my voice. I don't think this is the time that you're giving away a game. This is just not the right time to do it. This team has bigger, bigger goals in mind, and God forbid we wind up having to play next week. God forbid, or God forbid, it's the NLCS against the Dodgers. And they have to fly to the West Coast for the first 2 games. We spend all this time talking about what an advantage it is to play at Citizens Bank Park. It's the best crowd in baseball. It's the most intimidating crowd in baseball. It's the loudest crowd in baseball. Oh my God, our tickets are more expensive than everybody else's. And you know what? If we have to spend the first 2 games and then the game 7 in LA, no big deal. At least we had a good party on Tuesday night, our Monday night. It struck me as a team who had never been here before, a little bit.
Well, they hadn't won a division.
Yes, and they should be happy about it.
Yes.
And you know what? They should have a good night and I don't know, go out for a steak dinner somewhere like
Man,
rich
we're ball
grown-ups
players,
do.
man. That's not what we're doing.
That's right.
We're doing Budweiser showers. My goodness, that was a lot of. Was that Budweiser?
But heavy, yeah.
My goodness, there was a lot of that in there.
Yeah.
They're walking through puddles.
What happened to the surf sides, man?
Yeah.
Anyway.
They're a little expensive.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It's $15 a can. I don't know about that. At CBP, you get a discount?
Listen, going over to Xfinity Live, okay, maybe much, maybe a little bit much, maybe.
Right?
But they weren't ready to go home yet.
They were just there. The babies were there. They weren't going too hard. Now, Stubby and Marsh might be a little different.
Yes. But they are the, what do you call them? They the vibes?
Well, Stubbs, the chief vibes officer.
Yeah, chief vibes officer.
I think you're a little stressed about this.
Yeah.
A little stressed. Here's
First of all, we got to face the Dodgers. Those choke artists, they'll be lucky to meet us in the NLCS.
Oh, now everybody's tough.
Well,
now,
I'm just
Mister,
saying,
I want the
Dodgers are
2
choke
seed.
I do want the 2 seed. The Spike, hold on, real quick.
Yeah.
They are a win and a Brewers loss from clinching a 2 seed.
Okay,
Yes.
I'd rather have the 1 seed, though.
That's fine, but like it's a. They're
Well,
gonna at least
that's
clinch a bye.
fine. They're
but
game
you're saying,
behind the Dodgers.
What if next week they're not going to play in a freaking wild card series?
You two with the voices.
Well, it's just like they're not going to play in a wild card series.
Okay, what if-
Are the Brewers going to win out and the Phillies are going to lose out?
No, maybe.
But they're not.
I
They're
did
playing the
not-
Nationals.
There's no way we're losing
Look,
out.
They're playing the Nationals
no
this
way. We got the
weekend.
Nationals this weekend, dog.
But what do you think? What do you think the Mets fans said with 7 up 7 games to 17 to play? No.
God, yes,
No,
play the music.
It's not just the bye. It's having as many home games as possible. If you have the best home field advantage in the sport, you need as many home games as you can get. I wasn't asking them to not be happy about it. I'm asking them to not get blackout drunk.
Wednesday.
You want us to celebrate Wednesday? You can't do that.
I don't want them to be hung over for the game.
There might be two guys that are a little
dude, they could be on high alert today. Taiwan Walker's pitching.
No, Tanner Banks is starting.
Tanner Banks is starting.
What happened to Walker?
He'll be in there.
He'll pitch. Yeah.
I thought he was starting.
By the way,
do you think he was invited to the party yesterday?
I did see him walking around in the locker room.
Well, Middleton did shake his hand, which was big, and then Taiwan took another $36 million from him.
I just don't know how the best player can say
the
best player. No.
By the way, I was happy to see Bryce had some brew in his hand. He's a real guy.
That's right.
Well, maybe he's holding it.
No, he was drinking. I saw him.
All right.
He's got to be one of the guys.
I know.
Damn right you do.
I didn't love
Can't trust a guy who's not drinking a brew when everybody's celebrating.
I didn't love it. Well, when you guys are saying lighten up and we are down 2-0 to the Dodgers because the first two games were in L.A. and they had a great crowd and we're talking about red eye. You know, it's not going to be
2-0 to the Dodgers. They're going to beat Willer and Nola.
I don't know if it's going to be Willer and Nola in the CS.
Oh, of course it is.
No, who knows how many games we have to play before it?
Maybe
set it up.
Yeah, I got you. Right.
215-592-9494. Somebody's gonna
calm down.
I'm championship focused. You guys are party focused.
Yeah,
party guys.
I love seeing it.
Party guys.
I wish we could have did that after winning the NFC East.
Wouldn't have looked quite as good. You know,
I don't think we would have. Yeah, I don't.
Our
think
shirts off.
Yeah. Well, no, it certainly wouldn't have looked as good. Yeah.
I know. I don't know for you guys.
Some guys wouldn't.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have had any problem.